What's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's How to Unlock video, we're going to be covering the VLK Rogue shotgun from Modern Warfare for those of you that are free to play in Warzone. Now, this is actually a weapon I did not cover in the past. However, we are on Caldera now. Tons of new players join all the time, and overall there might still be people struggling to unlock this, so I thought it would be appreciated if I put this one out. Before we dive into it, if you guys do enjoy this content at any time or find this video helpful in any way, make sure you show your support for the channel by going down below and smashing that like button. Go ahead and throw an easy goal to 50 likes on today's video, as well as if you guys like to find your way back to the channel for more Call of Duty content, make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on that 8K subscriber mark. Now, obviously, in order to unlock this, of course, you're going to need to know what the challenge is. So if you guys go to where you edit your loadout, go over to the shotgun category, scroll down to the VLK Rogue, your challenge should be read as follows. Using a shotgun with 5 attachments, get 7 kills in 15 different matches. Now, I wouldn't say this is the most difficult challenge, however, it's going to take a little bit of luck as you will have to find the eliminations in order to do this. The first thing I want to dive into is what game mode you guys should be playing. For this challenge in particular being what it is and having to get 7 eliminations with a shotgun, I do recommend getting into an LTM whenever it is available, whether it be Rebirth, Blood Money Quads, or even Caldera Clash. But I always recommend Plunder for those of you out there because it's a mode that typically lasts from 10 to 20 minutes, and it's easier for people of all skill levels to get this progress done in that amount of time. When it comes to playing Plunder on Caldera specifically, you guys should definitely land at the airfield, being that you do need 7 eliminations with the shotgun. It's going to be the place you find the most engagements, as there are tons of people trying to level up weapons, doing their weapon challenges, and again, they know this is the hot spot, so they want to go there to get their kills. At this point in the game, this challenge is a little bit more difficult than it was in the past, being that they nerfed most of the shotguns up to this point. Not to mention, getting close quarters is going to be extremely important in order to actually get these eliminations, not have somebody just take you out after you're getting a few hit markers. Due to the nature of this challenge, I recommend that you guys try to follow anyone you can into the map, close that engagement distance as quickly as you can, and hopefully you'll have the time to take them out before they get to you or before they even notice that you're there. It also helps if you land somewhere where you know there are a ton of engagements going on. That way you can kind of position yourself in a corner. I know camping is always frowned upon, but for doing a challenge, it's highly recommended, especially if it's going to get you where you need to go. It can definitely help you to run the stim on this because you can obviously stim slide, getting yourself quite close to your opponent, obviously increasing the odds of getting that elimination. If you're not within a 5 to 10 meter range, you're probably going to lose the gunfights that you get into, and that can become extremely frustrating, especially if you're getting a ton of hit markers. Another thing that helps as well is going to be running dead silence. This is going to allow you to sneak up on your opponents without them really knowing where you're at, obviously getting to close the distance on that engagement, and then being able to take them out likely before they even know where you're at, or by the time they do know where you're at, it's going to be too late. You'll have already got your shots off. Another thing that can greatly increase your odds here is to try to third party an engagement if you can. This will put you in a position to have to hit somebody a little bit less and increase your odds of actually getting more than one elimination. This is one of those times I can tell you going to the end of the flight path might be a good option, considering that there is a chance there could be some AFK players there, which allows you to pick up a couple free eliminations, and then you can travel your way to airfield. The only downside here is depending on where the end of the flight path is, it could take you some time or a significant amount of time to get back to that area where the real engagements are taking place, and that'll be time lost for that match. In most cases, I find that they're over 10 minutes for these plunder matches. In some cases, they even go as far as 20. So you should have more than the amount of time you need to get the eliminations, just based on the amount of engagements that you're able to find. Not all matches are the same, but the idea here is to get this done in the 15 matches required instead of having to do 20 or more. Now that we've covered some tips and tricks on making this a little bit easier, I do want to dive into a recommended loadout, which is going to be with the R90 shotgun from Modern Warfare. Alright, for our attachments, we have as follows. For the muzzle, I'm running that monolithic suppressor. For the barrel, I have the Forged Tack Sentry. For our laser, we have that 5 milliwatt laser, making that hip fire a little bit more accurate. For the magazine, we're using that Dragon Breath rounds. As far as our underbarrel, which is our last attachment, we have that Ranger foregrip. Alright, a couple more things I want to address before we wrap things up here. The reason that I am recommending a Modern Warfare weapon is because we are trying to unlock a Modern Warfare weapon. If you use weapons from the other titles, it can cause issues with the tracking of your challenge, which is something you truly want to avoid so you guys can actually get this done as quick as possible. So, if you guys are jumping in and don't want to use the R90, use one of the other Modern Warfare shotguns you have access to, and you'll be set up for success. The last thing I want to cover is whether or not you could leave the match once you get the progress on your challenge. In order to check if this is counted, You can go into where you edit your loadout in-game, scroll to that shotgun category, down to the VLK Rogue. If it looks like you have gotten the tracking that you need, you are then able to leave the match and dive into your next one, overall limiting the amount of time it's going to take to get this done. If you haven't noticed the progress has tracked and you are confident that you have gotten the eliminations that you need, I highly recommend staying into the end of the match in hopes that it will actually track properly and avoid having to jump into more matches. Now that's going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support on the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.